Good morning, fellow traders. Bubba here, and it's time for the Good Morning Market Prep for Monday, May the 18th, 2020. I hope everybody had a great night last night and an awesome weekend. This is brought to you by Positive Trends Research, and everything we're going to talk about is for educational purposes only and not investment advice, so please take a moment to review this disclaimer. All right, awesome. Let's check and see where we left off with the market last week. So, spinning top, inside candle, inside body to Harami, Doji, below the mid-Bollinger Band here on the SPX. Let's take a look at the weekly chart. So we had almost tried to work on a hammer last week, trying to counter this shooting star candle here, which ended up filling the gap. We've got a big level right here at 2970 on the SPX. Let's see how much they can work to get in there. Futures being up a bit this morning. Still in the trend box as we have our basically second pivot bounce here off of the cloud. So we'll see if that gets any more upside movement based on what we're seeing here in the futures. Let's take a look at the SPY. Okay, so SPY is very similar here. Let's see how it's behaving pre-market. Okay, so it's been just kind of plowing its way up here from the lows here from Friday. So definitely looking pretty strong right here as it kind of continues to reach the top of the of this upward trend line. So we'll see how that holds going into the rest of the day today. Let's take a look at the S&P futures. Again, very similar right here. You can almost trace this with a channel here this morning. So it just has had an epic move up since last night. So just nice channel type move right there. So we'll see how that holds going into the open today. Basically the Fed, Powell had some very positive things to say on 60 Minutes yesterday that they have almost unlimited potential with their lending operations and not out of ammunition, et cetera. So we still seem to be holding up this morning. We'll see how that holds going into today. You can see we still have our discussion from last night up here. Let's take a look at the MES. MES. All right, also working on its channel up here this morning. Let's take a look at a couple levels and just see where we could find potential resistance right here. So we've got a kind of a big drop area right here from the other day. Lots of selling pressure here. So if we continue to work our way up, that 2925 area could be a big deal. Otherwise, this was this area down here was prior support, which may become resistance. So we'll see how that holds going into the rest of the day today. Let's take a look at the Qs. Okay, so Q's up nicely too this morning as well with the just the general bullishness here of the market. So you can see it's been trying to get back above its upward trend line. It's still in its own trend box right now too. Let's take a look at Apple. So Apple talking about opening more stores, things like that. So starting to get pretty bullish here. There was a closing gap above right here. So we'll see how that handles into the open. And again, still looks pretty bullish here going into the day. Let's take a look at Tesla. Okay, yeah, so like we said, Tesla typically doesn't stay tight like this very long, so I'm not surprised to see it getting a push up here this morning as it's up about 20 points. So we'll see how that holds going into the open today as well. Some other ones with some news this morning, not too many on the earnings front, but we have a lot of retail coming up this week, so we're going to be keeping an eye on those. SE, this is some that a lot of folks like to ask about, and looks like it was up here pre-market and kind of down a little bit now as I had a bigger loss than expected. So we'll see how that holds going into today with its 15 orb setups right here. JD with an upgrade this morning after decent earnings, right? Kind of held up pretty nicely here. Nice daily candle if you check it out right here on Friday. See if it could break above Friday's highs to give a momentum move to the upside. Square has been really strong today, and of course, because of that, they gave it a downgrade, right? Just to flush out any weak hands and possibly for those those folks to get an entry on this one. But it's been building nicely. It's into some selling pressures. So that's kind of the big risk here with SQ, and of course they downgraded this morning. So see how that holds. See if it gives you a nice reversal today, and kind of go from there. Twitter actually had an upgrade, which is interesting considering the gobbledygook it's in down here. Maybe they're trying to work to push it out of the cloud. So we'll see how that goes into today. And finally, BBY. Earnings coming up here this week, along with a lot of the other retail ones. So that got an upgrade here into earnings. So sometimes that means that they're going to try to reverse it for earnings, but you never can be sure. So let's just continue to follow price. It's gapping up here nicely pre-market. So see if it gives you a 15 orb setup there today as well. So good stuff, guys. I hope everybody has an awesome trading day today. We'll see you guys at the lunchtime market update. Stay healthy out there, and remember your risk first and stay safe, stay in the game. And I'll talk to you guys soon.